Was an MBA just a 2-year vacation? Did I spend all that money just to network over happy hours? Well, let's talk about it. Hi everyone, my name is Elaine. I got my MBA at Kellogg School of Management from 2018 to 2020. I've been in management consulting since then, and now that I'm 4 years out of the program, I want to talk about some of the most common questions I get, like why did you get an MBA? What was the full-time program like, and is it worth it? So let's dive in. The most popular reason for people to go to business school is career pivot, and that's exactly what I did. After graduating college, I worked in an asset management company for a couple years and worked very closely with consulting firms and became fascinated by their work. Going to business school is a huge financial and time commitment. For me, the goal was to double my salary in 2 years. It just happened that my financial goal aligned perfectly with my professional interests. I love the idea of working with very senior people on strategic challenges, and consulting gave me an accelerated exposure to these people that would take me a little bit longer to get to had I followed my corporate path. Once I decided on a business school, then the question is which program. There are 3 types of programs you can choose from. The first one is a 1-year full-time MBA. This is an accelerated program. It's great for people who know exactly what they want, and the trade-off is you don't really get an internship opportunity in between the first year and the second year, obviously. And then there's the 2-year program that this is a much more comprehensive experience that you get 1 internship opportunity in between and co-op opportunities as well. Finally, you have part-time. This is great for people who want to keep earning while studying, and usually classes are at night. During my time at Kellogg, I would say there's absolutely no difference with the education that you're getting, regardless of which program you actually choose. And you also have access to the same pool of recruiters. So when it comes to which program you end up wanting to choose, it really comes down to your financial considerations, your social expansion, as well as the appetite for professional learning. So I ended up choosing the 2-year full-time program. And what was a 2-year MBA in business school felt like? Honestly, it's a mix of academics, social, and also pushing way outside of my comfort zone. I moved to the US right before college, so I felt like during my first 2 years in college, there were some knowledge gaps. So when it came to business school, I was very intentional choosing the classes that would fill in those gaps and give me a little extra boost. A typical day in business school is usually 2 to 3 classes a day, and each class is about 60 to 90 minutes long. Outside of your classes, there's group projects, career prep, and socializing. Honestly, during my first 6 months of business school, it was a lot about just adjusting to the accelerated pace of what's going on around me. However, you can certainly choose your own pace. Speaking of social events, imagine meeting people from all walks in life, from startup founders to content creators, professional poker players, and even military leaders. And that's what business school social events are like. It's really an incredible moment to participate. I'm an extroverted introvert, so events like this really help me solidify my limitations and push beyond those limitations. One of my favorite experiences at Kellogg is called the Quest Trip. This is a totally optional pre-business school international trip where you go on this trip with other incoming MBA students. But the twist is you're not allowed to talk about your background and what you do. So for this entire 7-day trip, you're kind of forced to talk about deeper level topics. Some of my most respected business school friends came from this trip. My Quest trip was to Thailand, and we had a blast. Got to enjoy local meal, got to know each other on a much deeper level. So it was a really incredible experience, and just reminded me of how powerful it can be to have conversations beyond surface level. Let's talk about the biggest reason why people go to business school, the career pivot. I was super focused on consulting. If you're also interested in professional services like investment banking, private equity, consulting, get ready. you're gonna have one of the hardest interviews in your entire life. The good thing is, though, business school does a very good job of shepherding you through that process, whether it be case prep or behavioral interview type of questions. They also host a bunch of networking events, so that's your opportunity to really leave an impression and ask questions, get to know the recruiting managers. And when you finally get the offer, it's just the best feeling ever. All that hard work, the late nights, is all worth it. So is it worth it? Now that I'm 4 years out of the program, I can definitely say it was one of the most transformative experiences I've had in life so far. It wasn't always easy, but it was worth every bit of the effort. If you're applying business school or thinking about it or about to start your MBA journey, I would say keep fighting. It's going to be an incredible experience and you're going to have a blast. I'm so glad I took the leap and ended up in consulting. In my next video, I'll share the real story of consulting now that I'm 4 years in. I want to share the highs, lows, and everything in between. Until then, take care and I'll see you soon.